Good day and welcome to the UFC conference call. Today's conference is being recorded. At this time, I'd like to turn the conference over to Mr. Schaller. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Noah, and hello everyone. We are one day closer to International Fight Week, and International Fight Week is headlined by a slew of great title fights, including participants from the two title fights we have on the call today. We have participants from the women's strawweight title bout on Friday between Claudia Gadelha and world champion Jedrzejczyk. And then from UFC 200, we have UFC champion Tate and challenger Amanda Nunes. I won't take up any more of your time. With that being said, Noah, let's get right into it with the first question.
Thank you. If you would like to ask a question, please signal by pressing *1 on your telephone keypad. If you're using a speakerphone, please make sure your mute function is turned off to allow your signal to reach our equipment. Again, that's *1 to ask a question.
Noah, let's go with Jim Edwards from the Mirror, if you can.
Great stuff. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start off with Joanna, please, if that's possible. Joanna, there's been a few people saying in the last few weeks that you haven't been overly happy with the way you've kind of been portrayed on the Ultimate Fighter show. My question is, have you been watching the episodes, and what have you actually thought about the way that you have been kind of presented on Tough this year?
Hi. Thank you for the question. I didn't have time to watch The Ultimate Fighter. I was too busy with my preparations for my upcoming fight with Claudia Gadelha. I did so many good things during in Tough. The production didn't fit it. But.
Okay, great. Claudia, I'd actually like to fire that.
But I'm happy. I would like to do this one more time, and I had a really good time. I met so many good people, and I'm happy with the fighters. Even we lost so many fights. I have this feeling that I changed my fighters. There are different fighters. There are different people now than before they became a part of the Ultimate Fighter season 23.
Great stuff. Thanks, Joanna. Claudia, I'd actually like to fire that exact question to you. I asked Joanna how she felt the program had presented her in the shows that we've seen this year.
Cláudia, ele está perguntando como é que você acha que o programa te apresentou, como é que você acha que ficou esse programa e a sua posição no programa.
Como eu acho que?
Como é que você acha que ficou o programa, o tour que vocês fizeram, e como é que ficou você dentro do programa, se você assistiu o programa?
Yes, I'm watching the show. I think everything that happened there is what they are showing, And I was just being myself, caring about the fighters, I wanted to see them doing well, I like everybody there, but... Sorry? Posso continuar falando?
Posso continuar.
Hello?
Yeah, sorry, that was nothing from our end. No. Okay, great stuff. I'll move on to Misha. Misha, you've been doing a lot. You did a lot of media work before, but you've done even more since you've become champion. Has that kind of been overwhelming for you, or have you quite enjoyed doing it?
I've really enjoyed this whole process. I feel like I'm right where I want to be, and I'm just soaking it all in. It hasn't been too much. My management, K.H.I. management, has done such a beautiful job of helping me manage everything and make sure that nothing's overwhelming. So it's been really running smoothly, and I'm enjoying it.
Great stuff. And my final question goes to Amanda. Amanda, a lot of people have been drawing questions to your cardio and your ability to keep performing to the best of your abilities the later the fight goes. In your record, you've not gone past 3 rounds. Have you, in your preparation, been preparing to kind of go the full 5 championship rounds with Misha come next Friday night?
The only thing that I can say right now, I want everybody wait for Friday, to Saturday, sorry, and like it is, I can show everybody, everything that I prepared to bring in that day, and for 5 rounds, and let's wait, for the moment, and after that we can talk about it.
Great stuff. Thanks for your answer, Amanda. Thank you, everyone. And I'll see you next week.
Noah, we can go ahead to the next question with Diego Rivas from AG Fight.
Hello, Amanda.
Hello.
Hello, Amanda. You had a few problems fighting Las Vegas, and you told us before that was maybe because of the weather, the dry weather, something like that. What did you do to avoid this kind of issue?
I come here early, I'm here, I stay here. I've been here like this past weekend, and I'm gonna stay until the day of the fight. And I think this is gonna help a lot. And right now I feel very good, Since the day I get in Vegas, I've been training very, very good. I've been responding everything well, and I'm gonna be ready for this fight.
Yeah, but did you change something in your training camp?
The only thing is I changed for 5 rounds. I trained for 5 rounds. The only thing is changed. But in my gym, we always train everything and be ready for whatever should be that day.
Okay. Thank you, guys. That's it.
Thank you, Nicholas.
We'll take our next question from Kendrick Johnson with RingTV.com.
My first question is for Misha. Misha, do you feel confident in the fact that you're known for going into deep waters and getting the job done, like your last shot to get the belt from Holly? That fact that she's not battle tested, you think that plays to your advantage?
I think I'm definitely battle tested, and I've proven that I have a great mindset and a lot of great skills that I bring to the table. And yeah, I know that no matter where this fight goes, that I'll be prepared. That's what I train to do every single time that I fight. I'm prepared to go all 5 rounds if necessary. But I'm hoping to get these finishes out there faster and faster each time. So that's my goal.
Do you think the fact that you used to be on this big stage will play to your benefit? The fact that this is basically the biggest fight of her life, and you're kind of used to this. This is like another day at the office for you.
Yeah, I fought on really, really big cards before. Groundbreaking cards, like when Anderson Silva fought Chris Weidman, and it was a co-main event on that card, and that was a huge card. And I've had a lot of amazing opportunities to fight alongside some of the best and most greatest fighters in the world. So this is just definitely another day in the office for me. Something that I'm completely used to. I'm used to the media pressure. I'm used to everything that goes with this. So there's no surprises here. I'm well prepared for everything that I anticipate will happen and already has been happening. So nothing new here.
And my next question is for Claudia and Joanna. Just for each fighter, will it be hard to take the emotion out with the stakes being so high, or just another fight without? How do you put the animosity that's built up over the last year and just fight a good fight and not fight over emotionally come fight night?
Cláudia, como é que é essa luta para você? A inimizade que vocês têm e tudo isso vai contar, e também está lutando pelo título, uma luta muito importante, isso conta na hora lá para você?
No, I'm very well prepared for this fight. Like the mind game happened. But it's always outside of a cage. Once they close the octagon door, I'm gonna go for fight for my life. It's not gonna be. I'm not gonna be thinking about nothing happening outside of the cage.
And for Joanna?
Yes, no emotions for upcoming fight with Claudia Gadelha. I just want to close everything what happened during the Ultimate Fighter round before, and I want to put on great performance. I had really good camp. I'm already in Vegas. I cannot wait until July 8th. I want to step out into the octagon and do my job, and I'm just focused on the fight.
All right, thanks, and good luck to all the fighters.
Thank you.
As a reminder, it is *1 if you'd like to ask a question, and we'll take our next question from Damon Martin with Fox Sports.
Hey guys, first question is for Joanna. Joanna, during this season of The Ultimate Fighter, you've obviously had quite a few words for Claudia. How tough was it to spend that much time around her for 6 weeks, and did it give you more motivation for the fight?
Hi. Yeah, definitely. I had more motivation during the preparations, during the camp for my upcoming fight with Claudia, and I put really on good work, and I feel ready to go. So yeah.
You had a win over her, obviously, in 2014. It was a very, very close fight. But do you feel like, if you beat her a second time, this will be the last time you'll see her? Or do you feel like she could be a rival for you for many years to come?
I have so much respect to Claudia Gadelha, to other fighters. I respect her as a fighter, as my opponent. But the thing is, I'm best. I said after our first fight that Claudia is still a number one for me, because that time I knew that I'm gonna become a champion very soon. So I think it's going to be the last fight between me and Claudia Gadelha, because I have plans to move to the different weight class to 125. If there will be an option to fight for a title next year. So we will see. I'm focused on this fight, and I make sure that I'm gonna win this fight.
So you said you're interested in going up to 125 and fighting for the title there? Yes,
I want to be the first female fighter. I want to be the first UFC female fighter who hold into different weight classes.
Okay. And a question for Claudia. Claudia, obviously you did have a very close fight with Joanna the first time around. How much does that first fight still, kind of bother you? Because of the decision, and because obviously you did have to spend so much time with her on the show. I mean, how much does that first fight motivate you going into the rematch?
Cláudia, a primeira luta de vocês foi... Você entendeu?
Eu acho que eu entendi. Quer saber o quanto a primeira luta motiva para a segunda?
Que a primeira luta de vocês foi bem próxima, foi uma decisão, e depois vocês ficaram tanto tempo no programa. Como é que é essa emoção? Te motiva ou te atrapalha? Como é que é?
I'm very motivated, not only because I'm fighting for the title, but it's because I'm fighting her, it's something that I wanted to do it. I wanted to have that opportunity to fight her again, because I watched that first fight too many times, and I don't see how the judges gave the fight for her. The first round I was dominating in the last 10 seconds of the first round. She knocked me down. Yes, she did, but it was only the last 10 seconds, So if they gave the first round for her, it's okay, but second and third, and I don't see a way that she won the fight. So that really motivates me. It's the only loss that I have in my record right now, and I wanna make sure that I'm gonna clear what happened that day.
Yeah, obviously, because that is the only loss on your record. I mean, what is most important in this fight? Is it becoming champion, or is it even bigger to get revenge on Joanna?
E o que é mais importante se tornar campeão?
Entende. Both, because I have been through a lot of things to be here today. I have been fighting for my life, for 12, 13 years. you know, and I got to the point that now I can't survive fighting, you know, so I'm very happy about that. And I'm the level now, you know, fighting the best of the best, you know, with fighting the International Fight Week with all these great fighters, you know, and that always been a dream to me, you know, and also I want to fight her again. So these two things motivate me a lot.
And last question, you know, obviously you've been around the sport for a long time, Claudia, and you fought, you know, obviously some of the best fighters in the world. But have you ever had a personal issue with an opponent the way you do with Joanna?
No, I never had. I grew up in the BJJ philosophy. You know, I grew up as a martial artist, and I learned how to respect my opponents and their coaches and everybody around me. You know, so I had that problem with her because she did. I don't think she grew up in that philosophy, you know, and kind of bothered me.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We'll take our next question from Jack Encarnacio with Boston Herald.
Question for Joanna and Claudia. Joanna, if I could ask you first. How can you explain why it gets so heated between you and Claudia every single time you see each other? Why does it so quickly become a big face-off, and why is there such anger there?
Hello. No, you could see that I didn't have any problems with other opponents, you know. Even my stare downs are on fire. So, but I shake the hands with my opponents before the fight and after the fight. I'm having the problem just with Claudia, so that's why this fight is going to be really big, because I want to show to all of you that I'm the greatest one. You know, I cannot hear Claudia anymore that she won the first fight and blah 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 blah. It's all over, you know. The most important is July 8th, and I'm gonna show and prove to her and all of the people that I'm simply the best, and that I clearly won the first fight and this fight. This is what's going to happen. That's all.
So you want a part of the plan is that you had that. Go ahead.
You always respect your opponents. If you watch on YouTube, you tear down. You just respect everybody, not only me.
Where did you see that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
So why are you talking about that? You don't know me as a person. I did really, I was working so hard for my titles, for my dreams and my goals in my life. You don't know any shit about. And I did my job. I became a champion. I became the best athlete, the best strawweight fighter of the world. And don't give me that, okay? Because you don't know me. People show you on TV that you're perfect one, but you are not. So don't blame me, Claudia. I'm gonna respond to you July 8th. I don't wanna talk to you.
Don't lie. Be who you are. You know, if you disrespect, just say you disrespect.
Roger, why do you have issues? Why whenever you get near her does it get so heated?
Why what?
Why when you get close to Joanna does it always end up with a face-off or some kind of words being exchanged?
Because she knows that she lost the first fight and she is going to lose our second fight. She's not gonna be a champion because she doesn't deserve it, okay?
Don't get nervous, Joanna. We're gonna sing July 8th. Okay, but don't lie. Everybody knows the truth. You're very disrespectful.
All right, thanks, guys. To turn to Misha, if I could quickly. Misha, why did you want to take this fight? Why did you, obviously UFC 200 is big, but there's thought to be a big money fight for you if you were to rematch Holly, especially with pay-per-view points. I'm not sure if the pay-per-view points kick in for you, considering your position on the card here. Even a Rousey fight, potentially. There seem to be big marquee opponents for you. Amanda, though incredibly talented, isn't really a marquee name, considering where you are in your career. Why did you take this fight?
I took this fight because the UFC called me up and asked me if I would fight, and I said yeah. It's as simple as that. There was no mention of any other name. Ronda was clearly not able to fight, and I don't know why they didn't have me fight Holly or why that was. There's speculations of like her management and like them not being on the greatest terms of UFC. I don't know that. I can't comment. But I wasn't asked for any other fight than Amanda. So, I'm not the matchmaker. They have a matchmaker for a reason. And he has a job to do, and that's to matchmake fights. So when they call me and ask me to fight, I don't pick and choose. I just say yes. So that's why I took this fight, is because it's the one that was offered to me.
Okay, thanks. And Amanda, finally, what do you think happened in Misha's fight with Holly Holm that you'll have to avoid, because she was obviously able to take quite an outpouring from Holm early and come back and win and beat her. What do you have to do to avoid the same thing happening to you?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be ready for everything, and I think everything Misha brings that night is gonna matter, because I'm gonna be ready for, and I'm gonna wait, and we will see.
Do you feel that perhaps Holm wasn't ready for the jiu-jitsu part of the game? Is that what you mean?
Say it again, because I don't understand very well the question. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We just said you'll be ready for everything. Do you think Holm maybe wasn't ready for Misha's back-taking ability and her chokes? Is that something you don't think she was ready? Mm-hmm.
Oh, I understand now. Yeah, everybody knows Rolly is very bad in ground game. I know that fight is gonna happen like that. Me talking with my friends that night. If Misha take her down, I know she's gonna submit her, and it happened. I know very well. And this is Holly mistake. She got scared of the ground game the whole time in the fight, and Misha get her.
Great. If I could just quickly, Misha, just on that point. Hello?
Yes.
Sorry, Misha. On that point, do you feel like a good characterization of what happened in the fight? Is it that simple, do you think?
Can you say it one more time? There was some interference.
Do you think that's a good characterization of what happened in the fight, that she made a mistake and you were sort of lying in wait, knowing that the ground was the big vulnerability there, and took advantage of it?
Well, anybody can say anybody loses because they make a mistake, but I think that I don't like to look at it so much as Holly made a mistake as I capitalized. I forced her into a position, like I took her down and I put the kind of pressure on her that forced her to either stay underneath me and take a beating or get up and leave something open. Those were the two choices that I gave her. And the second round, she stayed underneath me, and she didn't want to give up a choke, so I beat her up for that round. I 10-8'd her that round, and then in the fifth round, she didn't want to stay underneath, so she was forced to give up a choke. I don't necessarily think it was a mistake as much as like me really giving her no other options. And I went out there and I knew when push comes to shove that I needed to capitalize on anything that was open. So I like to think that I went out there and I made it happen.
Thanks, everybody.
As a reminder, *1 for questions. We'll take our next question from Stephen Morocco with USA Today.
Hey, Claudia, I kind of wanted to expand a little bit on your thoughts about the flyweight division. Has the UFC told you when that's going to actually happen, when they might put a belt up for, to fight for?
Oh, I don't know about that division. They didn't talk to me about anything. I know Valerie and Calder were fought in that division just because they called them in very early to the fight. They need them to fight in this card, and was very early to them to make weight. So they gave this fight in the 125 division, but I don't know if it's happening or not. I hope it is. A lot of good fighters that are in the bantamweight that can do very good in the flyweight.
And question for Joanna, same question for Joanna, basically. Has UFC told you they've given you any idea when it's going to be up for grabs?
Hi, I predict that, so I know it's going to happen. And yeah, that's all. It was good fight between Valerie and Jojo. First catchweight in 125, but I think we need that division. So many girls from bantamweight can go down, so many girls from strawweight division can go up. So UFC should make next division, female division.
So if you went up to 125, who do you think would be the other number one contender at 125 pounds?
I don't know. I want to be the first champion of 125 division.
Mm-hmm. Would you have to drastically change the way you train to compete at 125, to compete with those bigger girls who might be coming down?
You know, it's the biggest weight class in female MMA outside the UFC. So I think UFC should do this move. And I used to compete in 125, and I felt a little bit different. I'm not having big problems with the weight cut, but Jojo and Valerie, they had some problems in strawweight division, but the fight in 125 looked amazing. So it's good for all of us.
Mm-hmm. I think for Misha, if I could, if you beat Amanda in July, do you have any sort of timeline as to when you'd like to fight next?
I know that I want to take a little time to enjoy myself as I went straight, from my camp with Holly straight into Brian's camp against Aljamain Sterling, and then straight into this camp, which has been awesome to keep that great momentum going. I'm really happy about that. But, my birthday is in August, and I would like to, take just a little bit of time. So I think, a November or December return would be reasonable.
So obviously the fight that everyone is talking about after this one, if you're successful against Amanda, I know you're obviously focused on this one, but it's the fight with Ronda.
Yeah,
and I'm wondering, do you have...
I can just stop you right there because there's no way that I'm looking past this fight with Amanda. I just can't afford to do that. I've been seeing that a lot of people are losing titles quickly and making, focusing on things that they don't need to be. And I refuse to make that mistake. I didn't get here by overlooking opponents. And, Amanda, she's a very tough opponent. I think, she's beatable, but she's where she's at because she's hungry. She really wants this. She's on a win streak. And I've prepared everything that I have to beat the best Amanda Nunes that's going to come on July 9th. And I believe that. So the only opponent that I care to talk about or care to be focused on right now is Amanda Nunes, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah, I think my question was more just related to, in terms of like any sort of a timeline for, or a cutoff in your mind for when that next opponent gets decided. You said you had your birthday in August, but is there like a time, like, when this all needs to be resolved for you, or you're just kind of taking it as it comes?
I'll just be taking it as it comes. I'll be able to give that a little bit more thought after this fight July 9th. But, none of that is even worth talking about if I don't win this fight. So I know how important this is, and that has all of my focus. And whatever may come after that, it's just very important that I win this fight so I can even begin to even think of discussing other fights, So I just have to focus on that date, July 9th. And after that, then I'll probably be able to answer your questions a little bit better because I'll be able to take my focus elsewhere.
I don't know if you've been asked this yet, but what were your thoughts when Brock Lesnar got added to the card?
I think it's great. It's all going to be more money in the bank for the rest of us, so I'm excited about it. And I think that's going to be a fantastic fight. Mark Hunt has been coming into Extreme Couture where I train at. And, he's been looking really sharp, and I just think that's going to be a very exciting fight, and I'm excited that might be done before it so I can sit and enjoy it.
So Brock being on the card does add to your bottom line?
I believe so.
How much?
Well, I don't know that.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thanks, Misha. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll take our next question from Michael Owens with Fighters Only magazine.
Hi, everyone. I want to start with Misha, please. You were talking a little bit about that you've been through all these big occasions before, but I'm actually wondering, even though it's such a big event, that you may actually be under a little bit less pressure, despite the fact that you're the champion and everything. There is so much focus on everywhere else, other fights and other events this week. Would that be accurate at all, or are you just kind of taking it in your stride as you so often do?
I feel like there's a lot of pressure on me in this fight, but the thing that I really like about that is I know it, I accept it, and I know that I thrive well under pressure. I put myself in these situations out of my own choice. Like, I'm not here for any other reason. Nobody's forcing me to do this. Like, I'm here, and I like the pressure that's put on me because I know I perform the best under this kind of pressure. And everybody seems to think that I'm going to win this fight, which adds a lot more pressure, even more pressure than there was before. And, some other people don't deal well with that pressure. They just want to fight. They don't want to have to deal with the media. They don't want to have to deal with that. Like, I'm here to do all of it and show that I'm the best in the world at doing everything. And I'm really confident, in my ability to deal with this because I've been here so many times before. And I know exactly what's going to go down. I know exactly how it all happens. And I'm very comfortable in this position. I think that I was meant to be the champion, and I think my destiny will continue with a win on the night.
Excellent. And in the past, you've possibly been accused of being a little bit of a slow starter, getting into like the McMahon fight, the home fight. Is there anything you've done to adjust because of Nunes being so dangerous, particularly early in those first couple of rounds?
I don't think that I had a slow start in the first round. It just because I didn't get it to the ground doesn't mean like I had a slow start. There's a patient persistence. And, Holm's a very dangerous opponent, so there's obviously calculated risks that have to be taken, but I definitely would not consider that a slow start. I think I had great movement and, it's very on the game, barely got hit. And that fight was one of the least injured I've ever been in any fight. I really didn't take much punishment at all, so I was on the ball. I was making sure that I wasn't, gonna take that punishment from her. So that's something that we're aware of, but I don't think it's a problem. And I think that I will do whatever I need to do to win this fight. I'm very motivated. I see myself coming out with a very fast start, and I think it's going to be like fire and fuel. I think we're both passionate in what we do, and not here to play. I'm not here to play games. I'm here to go out and win, and I want to get a good finish. I want to make a statement in this fight as to why I belong as the champion.
Excellent, thank you very much. And for Amanda, I was wondering whether you share the same opinion. Whether do you think that Misha fights patiently, or whether she does start slowly and you can take advantage of that?
Like that I say, I'm going to be ready for whatever Misha's bring in. And whatever she's going to bring in, slow or fast, doesn't matter. We're going to be ready for and take the fight, take this win is the more important thing. We'll see. Mm-hmm. Whatever happens, I'm going to be ready.
Excellent. And obviously you're saying that... sorry, please go.
If you don't respond very well, who is can help me in the line, please? Who is the translator? Have someone can help me. Understanding. I don't understand very well the question.
Derek,
have someone
can help. Yeah. Well, sorry, what was
Would you like me to repeat the question?
Yes, please.
Just asking whether you think Misha is a slow starter and whether you'll be able to take advantage of that.
Você acha que a Misha demora para começar na luta, para entrar na luta, e se você pode tirar alguma vantagem disso?
I don't know. I'm gonna wait to see how she's gonna show up that day, and then I'm gonna start from there. Whatever she started, I'm gonna make my game and win the fight.
Excellent, thank you very much. And to Joanna, I was wondering if it's a little bit different this time coming into Claudia, because I believe the last time you were the underdog coming into this. Does that change the way that you approach the fight at all?
Hi. Yes, I was an underdog before the first fight with Gadelha, but now I'm champion. I became a different fighter, different person, and I got much more experience than Claudia Gadelha. I had 3 fights. I fought 11 rounds. Claudia had just 1 fight with Jessica Gill, and she fought 3 rounds. So I've got more experience, and I feel ready to go.
Excellent. And just, is there anything that you got from your time around Claudia on The Ultimate Fighter that has given you any kind of extra confidence just through being able to size her up over those 6 weeks?
I had really good time when we've been shooting the Ultimate Fighter. Okay, I was around Claudia Gadelha, but I was focused on my job, on my fighters. Even we lost few fights, I'm still very happy. I had really good time. Like in regular life, we accept some people more, other not. We like someone or we don't like. So definitely I don't like Claudia, but I respect her so much as a fighter, as my future opponent. So I'm focused on preparations on last few days, and that's all. I feel like extra motivation to fight, and that's all.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And finally, for Claudia, you say that you thought you won the first fight, but looking at Joanna's fight since, do you think there are maybe some holes in her game that you exploited back then that she hasn't improved on, that you may be able to take advantage of this time as well?
Você quer que eu traduza? Você, claro, acha que você venceu a primeira luta, mas vendo as lutas da Joanna desde então, você vê alguma coisa que você explorou naquela luta que talvez ela não tenha ainda melhorado até hoje? Algum buraco que você ainda pode usar?
To me, she does inside the octagon or what she did her whole life, with Muay Thai. With me, it's different, because I put a lot of pressure, and she didn't find no one that put the pressure I put on her. She says that Valerie was the toughest fight for her, but I also beat Valerie, and I didn't see Valerie giving her harder fight than me, So she does have a lot of games, she does have a lot of holes in her game, as a lot of fighters does have, but I'm concentrating in what I have to do in the fight, in my strategic, in my game. I'm concentrating in my game.
Right, and then finally, Ed, although there is animosity between you, Ed, Joanna's been saying quite a lot that she still does respect you as a fighter. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah,
claro que tem inimizade.
Entendi. I told her that, I respect her as a fighter, but not as a person.
Okay, thank you very much, and good luck to all the fighters.
Thank you.
We'll take our final question today from Paul Gaza with El Espectador.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Hello, my question is for Misha.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes?
In a previous interview in 2013, you have said you were thinking about quitting mixed martial arts. Right now, what do you think will come after reaching your last championship?
I'm not sure if I understood that, because there's a lot of background noise in your when you're speaking. There's like a lot of noise, and it's hard to hear what you're saying. Did anybody else get that?
Misha, it sounded like she said that in 2013 you said you were considering leaving the sport of mixed martial arts, and then I lost her from there. Paula, are you still on the line?
Yes.
Can you repeat your question? There's a lot of background noise from your line.
Okay. In a previous interview in 2013, you have said you were thinking about quitting mixed martial arts. Right now, what do you think will come after reaching your last championship?
Well, I'm going to answer the question as best as I understood it. There was a point when I had thought about, in 2013 I didn't think about that though. So I don't know. I'm going to try to answer this the best that I understood it. Unless someone else, did you understand it better?
I think you're on the right track, Misha.
Okay. So, I've come a long way in this sport. I've been training for a very long time. I began my career in 2005. So this has been a very long journey for me, and I feel like that's why I'm here today. There's been a lot of ups, there's been a lot of downs, but I feel like everything has forged me to be stronger for where I am today. If it wasn't for the bumps in the road, and if it wasn't for those hard times, when I contemplated walking away from the sport out of frustration, or, when I lost fights before, all of those things have made me so much better and so much stronger that sometimes you just have to take the good with the bad, and you learn a lot from negative experiences sometimes. And even in the moment, it doesn't seem like it's good or going to help. But if you're the kind of person that's strong enough to look at the mistakes and be willing to be honest with yourself and learn how to get better, then I think that's why I stand now stronger than I ever stood before.
And that will conclude today's question and answer session. I'd now like to turn the call back over to Dave Schaller for any additional or closing remarks.
Thanks, Noah, and thanks, Misha, for that great answer to close today's call. Thanks to Misha, Amanda, Joanna, and Claudia. We are looking forward to your title fights next week. It's going to be an insane and fun international fight week here in Las Vegas. The full schedule is now available at UFC.com. For members of the press, if you have any questions about the activities next week, feel free to email us at press@UFC.com. And one final reminder, we close out the week of great conference calls leading up to International Fight Week tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific with Daniel Cormier, John Jones, Brock Lesnar, and Mark Hunt in what should be one of the most can't-miss conference calls in UFC history. Thanks, everybody, for joining the call today. We'll see you next week here in Las Vegas. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that does conclude today's conference. Thank you for your participation. You may now disconnect.